Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review Entertainment. I am the executive consultant. Up there is Mike Knox and Freckled Sensei, and we are talking about the 6th episode of X-Men, right? And I'm actually going to stay down here because I'm not leading this one, right? So I am not going to leave. I'm going to leave from the bottom. Pause. No diddy. Yeah, but it's better than saying certain words that we shouldn't say. So look, here's how it, huh?
I'm clipping that.
You clipping that? Clip away. X-Men 97. We're on episode 6. We are now beginning halfway mark throughout the rest of the season. And a lot of people were actually disappointed. Let's just throw it out there. A lot of people were disappointed by this episode because they felt like after the banger of episode 5, and they were interested to see what happens, it kind of was a letdown going into this thing. And I was at first as well. But then I watched it again today, and I said, you know what? I actually really did like this episode. I enjoyed it the second time when I watched it back, and I saw why they did that leading up to what we're going to see in later episodes. Mike Knox, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts when it comes to this episode and what people are rumbling about?
We kind of touched on it a little bit last week because I kind of let us down that yellow brick road in this episode, and the coming of age story and coming out of the demon that was within Storm to overcome this episode with her and Forge and her leading to her getting her powers back. I'm not high on this episode, but I'm not low on this episode because I listened to the dialogue that was written for the show. And I remember watching it with my wife, and she's sitting there saying, this is really intense. And the conversation, the one-on-one conversation that Storm was having with the deity, which was playing the owl, was very, very deep. The fact that Forge got up and spoke pretty much, like a priest right. in a exorcism, so to speak, to out the demon, and they referred to the owl, the deity, as a demon within her, I also thought was pretty amazing. But that did kind of bore me first watching it because, like everybody else, I wanted what the heck happened in Genosha. I wanted more. And then I was kind of led, and the episode kind of started off with the whole thing with Professor Xavier, which at that moment we knew he wasn't dead. And I thought, this is great, right? Because everybody on Earth is thinking he's dead. He does what Professor Xavier does. He's thinking bigger than most people. I can be better for the universe. Earth's in good hands, right? So to speak, Earth's mightiest heroes, right? Or the Avengers kind of a thing, right? Mm-hmm. So they're good. But he looks back and he sees the trouble that's happening on Earth without him. And he's like, I got to get back to my X-Men. Meanwhile, this bigger, one of the best lines in this show to me, in this episode rather, when she referred to Earth as the Milky Way ghetto. And I just thought that was so awesome. So from a perspective of love, I just went back and rewatched literally all of the Planet of the Apes, from the Dawn to the Rise to War of Planet of the Apes, getting ready for this Friday's Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. And what makes those movies literary masterpieces to me is the dialogue. That's what this X-Men is, quiet as kept. People want to get on the action and and the colors and having that throwback feel of X-Men, but really the dialogue in this show. And Chris, you said it from the very beginning when I first said, this is kind of like, you said there's nothing like the one from the 90s. Do you not see how they're talking, the dialogue that it's been, and I'm watching this, it's so deep, it's so intense, it's so everything. So for me, and I'm gonna shut up right here, I just thought this episode really, really was good from a storytelling perspective. We are mainly a wrestling background network outside of the things we do in entertainment. So to me, everything is storyline, and that starts with wrestling. That starts with soap operas, that starts with movies. If the stories don't fit, then we must have quit. And this story was pretty much awesome. Freckle Sensei, your take on this episode?
My take, I honestly don't understand how people did not enjoy this, because this was more of like we're going to answer everything. What's up, Charmaine? We're going to answer everything that y'all had questions about from the past recent episodes. Mm-hmm. What's going on with Storm? Did you really just get hurt by the gun and everything? Then what the heck happened with then also what happened with Forge? And as well as, it was interesting that he used a certain type of magic So now I'm wondering, okay, so who else? Because he said Carmitage. So where else? Who else is going to possibly show up? Is it Strange? Is it Brother Voodoo? Is it, is it actually another Wong? Is it the Ancient One? Like I was curious about that. Then showing like how you said the Earth is ghetto because it is. But even without the mutants, even if we had mutants, it'll be worse. It'll be worse than ghetto.
Hey, in the words of my man Cat Williams, to those who didn't think it was funny, pay attention. Okay, that man said, and I quote, "If you've been other places and if you've ever traveled, you realize America's the greatest goddamn country in the world." Okay, go somewhere else and then come back and say, "Yeah, the Milky Way ghetto was a great damn line." I never been to Mars. I never been to Jupiter. I damn sure ain't been on Earth 52. So I don't know, but you can see how the Creed and Thanos, you go into the lore of X-Men, we pretty are the weakest freaking species that is out there, in all fairness. Executive consultant.
I can't disagree. We are, but that's why we have these make-believe characters that seem to always defeat all these people who are larger than life. There's the Kree, the Skrull, the Shi'ar, and the things are endless. I like the two different dynamics of this episode. I like the fact that you see it from Storm's point of view. I like the fact that you see it from Professor Xavier's point of view. I like the fact that Professor Xavier went back to his roots and started teaching, and then he realized what was going on. And
I'm sorry. Continue. That was a commercial for this week's Rivals, Dusty versus Ric Flair. That just, I'm sorry. I just saw the commercial for that.
I just saw it.
Yeah, that's all. I'm sorry. We're talking X-Men, damn it. My favorite X-Men character
UPRE and not UPRW, but that's fine. So we
UPR. I'm the same.
You the one stopped.
Well, because you were like, I was like, oh wow, did something happen? Did Genosha get hit by a Sentinel? I don't know what was going on.
Genosha getting hit by a Sentinel.
Yeah, destroy. I can't feel you. Look, here's my point. I just thought it was a very interesting dynamic to set up episode 7 because what you later are going to see in these episodes was very important to find out the Storm story arc, Professor Xavier's story arc. And well, I tell you what a lot of people were talking about when this episode came out. Storm's outfit.
I'm so glad you hit that.
Yes.
Storm, they're
bringing back the black suit.
Her powers also means wardrobe changes. Because when she got her powers back, she was able to have her hair grow longer. She was able to turn the black outfit on, and she looked good doing it. Storm was able to go to space. She was just taking care of business, right? She became Superman when she got her powers back.
But that was weave. Black girls got the weave that can just grow
the
hair.
The lightning started it. Okay, all I'm saying is it was amazing how she was able to do that. Storm being the Omega level threat, because like I said, every episode they showcase one of their mutants, how powerful they are. Mm-hmm. They did it very well, I thought, with Storm in episode 1, and they once again reiterated here in episode 6.
Yeah, we strung together. I thought Freckle Sensei was going to join me in that one. But no, you're right in this episode because, and shout out to Storm and my wife. That's her favorite X-Men character, or her second favorite X-Men character. She loves Jean Grey more than anybody. Mine, Cyclops, only because I always like the captain of everything. My favorite Voltron is the Red Lion. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite Power Ranger was the Red Ranger. You know what I mean? Whoever's the captain, that's who I flux with. You know what I'm saying? So my favorite character in X-Men has always been Cyclops. I know everybody else's favorite character, is mostly, a lot of people anyway, is Wolverine. But I always thought, like Hulk Hogan, I always thought Wolverine was a hater because they always tried to get Gene in his bedroom. And I never thought that was cool to always go by. Like, they're supposed to be friends. They're supposed to be family. You know what I'm saying? And Wolverine is always trying to knock off Jean Grey. Huh?
I'm a whole hater about that he smashed Storm. Like, I'm a hater.
Ooh,
that's in an alternate universe, though.
Okay, yeah.
Alternate timeline, I should say.
Okay. And but this episode, the Creed, and I like the fact that they tried to make Professor Xavier choose.
Yeah.
Speak on that one, Sensei.
So for me, that was interesting because once again, I always tell people that these X-Men episodes, it's a reason why they were saying that, like how woke it was going to be, how political it was going to get, because this was another one. Like we just had one from for the Jan 6. This one was about basically how certain people have to move up in a different class and forget where they came from, forget anything that existed in the past. That moment was special because then he realized like his greatest weapon is his mind. Just like everybody else would say, like your greatest weapon is your mind to get out of this trap. So
what do you expect? He's Malcolm. He's Dr. Martin Luther King,
right?
Professor. Magneto is Malcolm X. Okay. Exactly. Shout out to Juan Carlos Esposito, who took the walk on my side of the block. Okay, who just got signed to do an MCU universe movie. Don't know what he's doing yet. He's not letting that out, but he did get officially signed to do an MCU movie.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get The Rock. I heard today, The Rock to play Apocalypse in the MC universe. That came out, and I don't do dirt sheets. I get all my stuff from like the Hollywood Reporter, Screen Rant, my man John Campia, AMC News, those kind of things. So they actually pursued to ask The Rock to come play Apocalypse, and Juan Carlos Esposito did get signed, not knowing what character yet.
I think he's gonna be
to play the X-Men. He says he doesn't want to play. He said something we haven't seen before, right? Because it's been rumored for years to have him play Professor X or Magneto or Magneto, because they can. If you change Magneto, exactly like something about before, you can't really write X-Men today and have a Nazis from what was that in the 30s, 40s, like that doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
So you got to use modern day kind of things, and we have this war in Africa between these nations that have gone on for hundreds of years, right? Between different tribes in Africa, right? And that would fit the scenario. And I think I doubted my wife last week about some of the crossover appeal into the movies. I'm starting to think she might be just a tad bit right. Not what we're getting in this cartoon necessarily, but MCU has always been great. And what I think makes the MCU great is that there's always an Easter egg. You didn't have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get the movies, but if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and those clues came in the movies, you got them. And as a person who watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I would always go, oh, I know him from there. Like the guy in Winter Soldier when they put him to the roof. If you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you knew who he was. You know what I mean? You knew from the beginning when Captain America and them was trying to save the ship in the very first mission that Fury put them on, oh, he's S.H.I.E.L.D. But I mean, he's Hydra if you watch the show. So there's always tidbits, and I thought this episode gives a lot of tidbits towards the next episode. Because a lot of people are talking about what Freckle Sensei just said about the politics, right, and the wokeness of the episode. They're saying this next episode is going to really, really focus heavy, and that's the one coming up. We're going to talk about that next week, right? As we're on episode 6, but you can see the leaning towards that because I think Storm has a bigger story arc here than any of us give her credit for, right?
Yeah, because
the reason why she walked off and
she's got the strongest character development.
I think she's going to Superman it personally.
Ooh, is that a good thing or bad thing? I'm a Superman fan. That could be not so good.
Superman, it means that they show up late and then this like destroy.
Just kick ass at the end.
Yeah, just kick ass. Like this man still bothering you? Like that's just what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a small commercial break, and we'll come back. We'll give our thumbs up and thumbs down. Find out what we're watching immediately, reviewing immediately after this episode finishes. Say what this you're watching a popular review. If I can remember what we're reviewing.
48 hours.
48 hours.
Okay. 48 hours. Thank you. Now, there it is.
We ain't partners, we ain't brothers, and we ain't friends. I'm putting you down and keeping you down until Gans is locked up or dead. And if Gans gets away, you're going to be sorry you ever met me.
I'm already sorry.
Nick Nolte is a cop. Eddie Murphy is a con.
I can help you get Gans, but you got to get me out of here first.
You're crazy.
He pulls some strings.
See how you need me a little more than you thought, huh, Mr. K?
He pulls some scams.
So where do you want to do it, honey? Want to hop up on the counter?
Nah, we can go in this room over here next to the bathroom.
Give me a break.
I'm dead serious.
Come on, we're on the move. Let's go.
48 hours.
48 hours will be starting in about 4.8 minutes after we finish telling everybody what our thumbs up or thumbs down is for this movie. We'll start with Freckle Sensei. Did you like this episode? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Definitely getting a thumbs up for me. Knocked it out the park. A lot of messages. That's what I want from X-Men. That's what I'm getting from X-Men. And they just keep continuing to ride this wave. Ride the wave.
Mike Knox.
I can't give none of these a thumbs down, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
Light-skinned black man, Freckle Sensei, thumbs up. I mean, he about the same complexion as that thumb. So thumbs up for me for this episode.
Look, I'm trying hard. I gotta fight overtime because Drake is messing us light-skinned people up.
Drake thing lost it for y'all, okay? And shame
I'm
up,
working overtime here.
That's such a shame what happened right there. What happened to him as they shut up Drake's house today. That's just
that's wild. That's wild.
Sad day for hip hop, to be honest with you. Go ahead, executive consultant.
Does it didn't hear about that, so
match the line? We don't have one. No line.
This episode came immediately after a banger episode, and I was to say disappointed would be a little bit of an understatement.
That's episode 5, though.
It did say episode 5. Apparently, I uploaded the wrong video, but it's still the same concept. I did enjoy it. I was entertained, Gladiator, so it will get a thumbs up for me. There it is. So anyway, thank you so much for watching us. Please make sure that you join us. Remain here right here on UPRE for episode.
Stay woke.
48 hours, and then of course you're a fan of wrestling. At 10 o'clock, we'll have the NXT review show. So for Mike Knox, for Freckle Sensei, I am the executive consultant, and we thank you so much for watching us tonight. And we will see you right here next time on. Everybody showing the guns today? Is that what it is?
No, I'm doing Caesar. Apes strong together.
Listen, I can't wait for it. But also, Batman's only superpower is white privilege.
Facts.
Also, before I go over there, I was going to say this for the next episode, but I also will say this. This is very important because it's very dear to my heart. If you look at this picture right here, this is Robert Pattinson was voted as the second worst Batman by DC fans in recent polls.
Really going to say that?
In my opinion, it is a lie. He was the worst Batman in the history of the DCU.
Val Kilmer's worse than him, bro. Val Kilmer's worse than him.
The only person that might be worse than him is George Clooney, not Val Kilmer. Thank you so much for watching us. We will see you right here next time on a popular review. Good night, everybody.
Peace out, yo. That was fun.